So before starting to address these BS pieces of advice, I want to say that in my fitness journey I've done a lot of mistakes because I didn't have good advice, unlike now. So I've had a lot of slow progress and could have get to my current physique a lot faster. I'm talking years of progress. And I don't want the same thing to happen to you. So that's why I've got some popular fitness topics that are usually made to clickbait or to sell you some stupid course with weird gimmicks. You'll see a recurring theme around this about not doing that gimmicky advice will result in a catastrophe to your fitness goals. When I was dumb and young, I bought into that. But in this video, I will take some fitness gimmicks and explain the good, the bad for you in order to progress faster in your journey and avoid the mistakes that I've made. After all, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. The first thing to address are those 10-minute ab workout videos that are showing 10 types of goofy exercises that promise you to become a Greek god when it comes to abs. And of course, can't wait to add a 2-minute plank or something like that. I don't know what's the big deal about planks, but I digress. Their peak was probably in 2020 during the pandemic, where people tried to sell their home workout programs by making TikToks that promise that you will burn so much fat Greek god abs by just following their TikTok's paid programs. The amount of BS is insane. But if you actually want to get Greek god abs, you should do hanging knee raises or decline crunches. And of course, and follow the principles on my latest video and you will be golden. Sure, those exercises will benefit you and give you ab growth, but only in a specific scenario. You are a beginner and any form of exercise will stimulate muscle growth, but that won't work for long. You'll also see that it's a recurring theme to the next stuff that we'll talk about. The next thing on the list is promising that you will lose an enormous amount of weight in a short amount of time by doing intermittent fasting. Something along the lines of 10 kilograms in 1 week. These are showed again in the form of TikToks, but more recent. Usually they make a promising statement and then add some biology stuff that happens to your hormones when fast, so that it seems that they know what they're saying. But in reality you can find this information anywhere on the internet. Anyway, the whole premise is usually to promote their fasting program, which complicates the whole process. They usually prey on the fast results of the beginning of the fast because guess what? If you have a short eating window, you'll not overeat in most cases. And always when you start a calorie deficit, you lose a ton of weight. But when things eventually slow down, you'll be confused and maybe invest in the program which gives you complicated stuff that you need to drink and eat in order to lose fat. I've been doing fasting for over a year now and let me tell you, it's nothing complicated. In my eating window, I eat basic foods. In my fasting window, I just drink water. Simple as that. Anyways, fasting is good. Even though I put it in a list of BS fitness, that's because the way it's usually portrayed in those TikToks, it's wrong and it confuses the viewer. That's why I wanted to clarify things in this video. So, fasting is good, but it's more a lifestyle tool than anything else. If you've been able to lose weight eating like a normal person and you don't have any issues, you don't need to change this. I recommend you to do this only if you are very busy in the morning or in the night. You can make it more convenient for you, but don't expect that this is some sort of magic tool that will give you 12-pack abs, because it's not. Also, it's not even something exclusive to cutting. I've been cutting, maintaining and bulking by just having 2 meals, the first one at 11 AM and the second one at 3 PM. Next up on the list is top 5 foods that you should avoid. These are not that bad in the grand scheme of things, but again, it comes down to how they are portraying these foods, and usually it makes them seem like they're the devil, that even if you take one bite of that kind of food, you are bound to become obese, which if you watch my previous videos on diet, you know that's not the case. Most of the time the target of the videos are sweets and processed junk, which everyone knows it's bad for you, only if you overeat them. That's the common misconception here. You won't become fat just because you ate a cookie this week, but you will if every day you consume a lot of food over your maintenance. Of course, I don't advise you to eat all your daily calories based on ice cream and potato chips, because you'll probably get sick of too much sugar. That's why I recommend having an 80% of your diet based off healthy, unprocessed foods. And occasionally, if you want a sweet treat, you can get that cookie and you won't become obese overnight like those videos are telling you. A lot of people enjoy getting something sweet now and then. And especially when dieting, restricting yourself of too many food types might make it too hard for you to stick to the diet, thus resulting in binge eating, which in the grand scheme of things is way worse. Trust me, I've been there. That's why I recommend the 80-20 rule on your diet. You're keeping the cravings in check, but also having a diet that can be aligned to your goals. Next, to supercharge your metabolism and be able to eat a ton but still losing weight. Okay, true. You can do some lifestyle and diet changes to burn more extra calories, but the difference is so small, maybe you can eat another apple or something like that. If you strictly follow all their advice, that is. This again is another scammy way to confuse you that there is a secret to losing weight that is so effective that you wonder why everyone is not doing it. Well, that's because it doesn't work like it is advertised in those videos. If it worked like that, everyone would be doing it and every single person on the planet would be slim as a stick. Yes, you can burn some extra calories if you really want to get all the advantages when trying to lose fat. It can be a great way if you want to make the lifestyle changes on top of a small deficit in order to lose a lot more weight in the long run. The point is that you first have to get comfortable with that deficit. That's where most of weight loss will come from. And then try to focus on the extra stuff to squeeze more calories that you burn throughout your day. Now lastly, eat like this if you want to lose that belly fat. This one takes more rank stuff that we talked earlier and multiplies it by 100. So there's no need to expand too much on this topic. But I'll say this. These types of diets are usually made for people who have some sort of medical problem and are diagnosed by a real doctor in order to not get sick or worse, because the body doesn't respond correctly to that particular food. There's nothing wrong to try it, but be careful, you might end up binge eating, even though it might be easier to lose weight. Let's say you try carnivore. There's hardly any way to get fatter because of how hard it is to eat that much meat, and also because you can't eat anything else. The more restricted the diet, the easier it is to lose weight due to the lack of food variety, but also the easier it is to start to binge eating once you made a mistake and lose all the progress. After all, the day is lost when you ate that Snickers bar. You might as well get 3 cheeseburgers. What's more sweet stuff when you already ate sugar? And so guys, these are the most common misconceptions that I found when surfing on my social media platforms. If you found this video valuable, I encourage you to subscribe in order to get more videos like this that will help you in your fitness journey. Also, quick plug, so if you need help with anything fitness related, I recommend that you check the link in the description. And if you have other questions about the fitness topics and how you should approach them, if they're true or not, and everything else, I recommend that you check the link in the description. Until then, have an amazing day.